Hi everyone, it's Carl from Accessibility Explored. Today we're going to do a slightly different video. So because we're in lockdown due to COVID-19 at the moment, it makes it pretty hard to travel, to make content to look at accessibility. Most places are shut, and obviously we only do essential travel to and from shops and stuff like that for essential items. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to introduce a bit of a new segment which I thought might be nice. It's a bit more relaxed, and it gives me a chance to interact with you guys a bit better. And this segment we're going to call it Tea Time. No, we're not. We're not. We're going to call it Tea Talk. Sorry, I forgot the name of my own segment. Well done. So Tea Talk. So I've got my cup of tea here in my lovely Disneyland Resort mug, California one, obviously. And yeah, I'm just going to talk to you guys about me, about topics that affect me, you know, about current events, stuff like that. And yeah, see where it goes. A bit, as I say, a bit more relaxed, and hopefully gets to know me a bit better, and you know, I get to know you guys a bit better through the comments and stuff. I would like to just address my previous videos. I feel that some of them have been a bit robotic and not kind of that great, in my opinion. I have high standards, and I just am quite critical of my own work. Although the feedback has been really, really good from everyone, I still think there's a lot for me to improve on. I get a bit frustrated because obviously I watch different people on YouTube and see that they're more natural in front of the camera. Their vlogs are edited better, stuff like that. I think what I do forget is that I'm only just starting out, so it's not all going to click into place in one, you know, in 1 week, in one video. And yeah, I think I just was a bit critical of myself in terms of what I expect me to be able to do. So yeah, I thought this might be a bit of a good introduction to kind of being a bit more relaxed in front of the camera, and just talking a bit more freely about, you know, about anything really. So the first thing, before I forget, the first thing that we do need to do on my notepad here, I have some questions. So Emily sent me in some questions for my 20 subscriber Q&A. Unfortunately, she did miss the deadline. She sent them just as I clicked publish on my video. So yeah, just missed it, just by that much. But I did promise her that I would answer the questions, so I'm going to answer her questions now. So, what's your dream job? So, my dream job, I'm not really sure. I think I want it to involve travelling and cars, so interests, sports, stuff like that. So maybe travelling to sporting events, reviewing cars, stuff like that. So hopefully this channel will lead me down that path. Just an outlet for me to be creative and kind of show people my opinions and my creativity, I think. So yeah, that's a good question. They do get a little bit harder, these questions. They're big hitting questions. What inspires you the most? So, what inspires me the most? I think what motivates me is that I've had a lot of people tell me when I was younger that, oh, you won't achieve this, you can't do that because you have a disability, you know, etc., along those lines. And I think what motivates me to achieve something is when someone says, oh, you can't do that, and I want to prove them wrong, because yes, there are things that I can't do, you know, but there's a hell of a lot of things that I can do. And yeah, I think that motivates me. to achieve. Do you have any big life goals? Oh, I told you they're big questions. Big life goals. I would like to be in a position where I can provide for my family comfortably. I don't have to worry about money. I think I'd like to be in a position where I can freely do what truly makes me happy, and yeah, and just help others out and help others achieve their dreams as well. Then we go down a little bit, which is good. It's a good finish. So, favourite film and favourite food. So, favourite film would have to be Saving Private Ryan. Absolutely phenomenal film, I think. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. I could watch it over and over again, so I think that speaks volumes about how much I like it. And favourite food, there's so many. One thing that I am missing during lockdown is like a decent Chinese. Ooh, could smash a Chinese. Yeah. I think I'm going to give it a bit of vague here and just say pasta, because there's so many different types of pasta and you could have it in so many different combinations and different ways and whatnot, that I think gives you a bit of variety whilst having one thing. So yeah, pasta. So yeah, good questions there, Emily. Thank you very much for your questions. If anyone else has any questions, then please feel free to send them to me, comment down below, and send a direct message, whatever works best for you, really, and I will answer. So yeah, I think I've written down here a couple. Be careful not to spill tea. A couple of topics for us to cover in Tea Talk. We're probably not going to cover them today. What I thought I would do is I would tell you a bit about myself. Just so you guys get to know me a bit better. Obviously, you know I'm Carl from Accessibility Explored, from all the intros and whatnot. But yeah, I thought I would share a bit more about myself, so you guys get to know me a bit better, really. So yeah, I'm currently 27 years old. Yeah, almost 30. Oh God, where is the time gone, eh? So yeah, 27 years old. I live in Lincolnshire, United Kingdom. And yeah, I have a condition called cerebral palsy with left-sided hemiplegia. So for people who don't know, my right side is pretty much able-bodied, fine. My left side, however, is not. So you can maybe see here. I'm trying to think where the camera is. The size, the length difference in my hands, stuff like that. That's not me just like making one arm shorter. That's there's this length difference. There's muscle weakness down my left side, coordination problems, and gross and fine motor skill problems. So I know when I was younger I had a MRI scan, and there are 5 parts of my brain which are dead. And yeah, basically that was caused by a stroke at birth, which obviously affects my left side. So that's my condition. Bit more about me. So my interests, sport has got to be up there. I love playing wheelchair basketball. I've played other sports. I've done shot put, air rifle shooting, discus, javelin. Yeah, I've given a go at weightlifting, table tennis, you name it, I've kind of given it a go, really. Apart from swimming, I kind of sink like a stone there. So yeah, I love sport, and luckily I've been in a position where I've turned my love of sport into a job. Another hobby is cars. Another interest is cars. I'm a massive petrol head. I particularly like following Formula 1. I did want to go to the British Touring Car Championship, BTCC, yeah, British Touring Car Championship, yeah, this year, but obviously with COVID-19 it's not really been possible because I think it's stopped. I was lucky enough to go to Formula 1 last year at Silverstone for the first time. A long day, absolutely loved the day, really fantastic day. And Grace also brought me for Christmas tickets to Goodwood Festival of Speed for this year, for 2020. And that's currently being postponed until later in the year, so hopefully we'll be able to go to that later on in the year. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's another big thing that I'm passionate about is cars. Photography, I like to do photography. I don't do a lot of it. I should go out more often and do it. And yeah, I just enjoy taking photos of stuff and kind of playing around with different settings on the cameras and whatnot, and just having a bit of fun. One thing I don't like doing is sitting in front of a computer and editing photos. I edit videos all day long, most of the day. Yeah, I edit videos, that's fine. I like doing that. But editing photos doesn't interest me. And it kind of annoys me a bit when people take a photo and go, oh, that's alright, it's not a good photo, but I can change that on the computer. Just take a good photo. You know, sometimes things happen where you know, you've got a photo of something and something is in the way, or you know, something like that, you can take it out, fair enough. But just have the skills to take a good photo. And you don't have to spend time editing. I don't know, that's just how I feel, really. Other interests, dogs. We obviously have Boo, which you've seen in a couple of vlogs. Would like to get another dog at some point. I'm not sure how that would go down, but we'll wait and see if we get another one. Yeah, and pretty much that's kind of all my interests. So going back to sport, as I say, I've played wheelchair basketball for 17 years, 16, 17 years, yeah. 16, 17 years. So when I was in primary school, I absolutely hated sport, hated it with a passion. Mainly because the teachers didn't include me. I think that comes down to their training. Like it wasn't a priority to have people doing PE back then, I guess. And they probably didn't have the tools to know how to adapt the sport for people with disabilities to take part, which is a shame, really. But currently, in the job that I do, I have the opportunity to go into primary school. So I work for a sports charity, and we work in primary schools, and I have the opportunity to go into primary schools and teach disability sports to everyone, really. So it's mainstream schools that we work in. So I get to teach disability sports to everyone. And the teachers as well, I get to give them a bit of knowledge and whatnot, so that when I'm not there, they can know how to adapt sport, or adapt sessions, so that everyone can take part in. So therefore, no one's left out. Yeah, and that's kind of a passion that I have. That I don't want kids being left out like I was left out. I want to be able to pass on my passion for inclusivity to other people, and passion for sport to other people as well. So yeah, some of my proudest moments. So I've got two proudest moments that I really want to share with you guys. So my first proudest moment is up here on the shelf. So this glass trophy, you're probably not showing up very well on the camera, I don't know. I got this trophy in 2007 when I was voted Junior Disabled Sport Person of the Year for Lincolnshire, which is the county I live in. And for people who didn't know, is the second largest county by area in the country. So after Yorkshire. So yeah, I got this in 2007. One of the proudest moments of my life. I like to have it on display in my office to remind me of what I've achieved, really. So yeah, that's the first proudest thing. Let's put that back up there so we don't drop it. There we go. And the second proudest thing came when I was an air cadet. So I did 7 years. So I did 7 years as an air cadet, working my way up from cadet to Cadet 1 officer, which was the highest rank. I also was lucky enough to complete my Duke of Edinburgh. So this is my gold Duke of Edinburgh certificate, which I got in 2011 from the Duke of Edinburgh himself, Prince Philip. Very, very lucky to have him there present this award. So yeah, this is one of my proudest moments. Me and 3 other people, so my brother Mark, and my 2 friends Jason and Greg. We all have disabilities. The first group with all disabled participants to complete Gold Duke of Edinburgh within the Air Cadets organisation. So that's the whole of the country. So yeah, proud, really, really proud moment. Really proud. Hard work, but we did it and we achieved it. So you had me and Greg who were in wheelchairs, and we had these big off-road wheelchairs called all-terrain wheelchairs, which were kindly lent to us by RGK. And then Mark and Jason were walking, and yeah, we did 4 days in the North Yorkshire Moors, covering 33 miles over that 4 days. And yeah, because of the wheelchairs, it obviously took us longer to cover the distance. So that's probably why the distance isn't as long. But we were still doing, kind of 9-10 hours of activity a day of walking and whatnot. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Had its ups and downs. And yeah, it was totally worth it. So a little story, when we got presented this by Prince Philip, we were stood in this big room at St James's Palace, and there was groups of us all, and we all stood in horseshoe shapes all the way down the room, and we were the last horseshoe shape of people in the room before Prince Philip left. And he kind of walks to each horseshoe shape and kind of picks someone on the left, someone in the middle and someone on the right to kind of talk to of each horseshoe shape. And yeah, I was at the front, so he came and spoke to me. Mark was stood behind me, and I remember him saying to me, did you complete your Duke of Edinburgh in your wheelchairs? Yes sir, yes we did. Did you go down any big hills, is what he said. I said yes. He said, oh, excellent. Did you nearly die at all? And I said, and Mark pipes and goes, yes, he almost did. But yeah, there was a couple of scary points going down hills. The brakes weren't too great on these chairs, and we had a lot of weight with the bags on and whatnot. But yeah, it was good fun. One of them, I'll tell you very quickly. Hopefully, I can find the footage and put it in. But we had Greg in his wheelchair. We were going down this mud track. It was dry. It was like a dirt track through some woodlands, and there was a steep slope. It was like concave, and up to the right it went up kind of a hill, and then to the left it went up a little bit, and then it went down like a 20 meters sheer drop kind of thing with trees and whatnot. And Mark went and sussed it out, and then we put the GoPro on the front of the wheelchair, and I went, okay Greg, you're fine, let's go. And Greg went, does anyone think of my health and safety? And Mark, I remember this, Mark pats him on the head and he goes, who cares? Little did he know what was to happen next. So Greg gets to the top, he's stopped because he ran out of momentum. So Mark gives him another push, being a good friend. And Greg doesn't steer straight. He steers to the left where the 20-metre drop is. So he steers to the left and goes, oh, crap. Steers to the right where the banking is up. And this chair with two 65-litre bags on and Greg in, tips upside down, rolls upside down, and like has Greg underneath it, and all I hear is Greg go, ah! So then we all run down, and Greg just goes, did we get it on camera? And we said, yeah. He goes, yeah! So, that's Greg, pretty much. Yeah, so funny. Good times. Yeah, so hopefully I'll find the footage and put that in for you guys to see.
Okay guys, this is Greg's last suicide drop, possibly.
I don't know, I've not seen it yet. No one will show me a picture.
Well, it's all the way down there, off to the left.
Bricking it. Jesus Christ. I need a crash helmet. Did no one think of my health and safety?
Who cares?
Holy crap! What are you doing?
Come here, Greg.
Whoops.
Did you get it on film?
Yeah.
Yes!
So what I'd like to do, guys, is I'd like to open up the floor to you guys. I'd like you guys to ask me some questions, choose a topic for me to talk about, stuff like that, so that we can use that for the next Tea Talk segment. One thing I did think, if we don't have anything in the comments or direct messages, I was thinking I could talk about things that people have said. So what I mean by that is things that people have said to me because I'm in a wheelchair, because I use a wheelchair. You know, stuff like coming up to me randomly, not knowing me, and going, Jesus can heal you. Okay, not knowing my religious, beliefs and whatnot, but Jesus can heal me. Stuff like that, stuff that people come up and say to you, or they say to you, and they think it's acceptable, but it's really not. So yeah, if we don't have any topics or anything to discuss, then we'll discuss that. I'll talk to you guys about that. One last thing I wanted to say was thank you so much for all the love and support that I've been getting on the channel. All the views and comments and likes and whatnot. Really do mean a lot to me. I wasn't sure how the channel was going to go. I'm pleased with it so far, and I thought this would just help kind of let you guys know me a bit better, and hopefully grow the channel a bit more. Yeah, so thank you so much, really. I hope that you guys will give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.